All right, everybody, welcome back. We're coming back on, I don't even know what today is, January 21st?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
All right, so last night, for anybody that missed it, was a huge night for sports and anything athletic. We had 2 playoff games, Houston versus Ravens, which the Ravens won. And then we had my Packers lose against the San Francisco 49ers. But I want to go on to something.
That's exactly.
You guys just aren't.
Kyle.
You guys just aren't sports people, and that's okay. But I want to get into this because I know Brian likes it, and I am personally a very big martial arts fan. UFC 297 was last night, and I fell asleep before the fight actually happened. But Sean Strickland versus DDP. Who do we think won that? I know where my answer is. If you follow me on social media, you know what my answer is. But Brian has a very conflicting opinion. So,
First of all, I don't know how they're able to advertise these fights as being the main card being at 10 p.m. than it being at 1 a.m.
well,
That's really annoying.
okay, well,
That's what I
That's-
want to talk about. Because I was
that's-
at 1 a.m. I was like, why am I watching these 2 lesbos fight when the fight should have started 3 hours ago?
okay, hold on.
Already mad.
This is negligence on your part.
No,
the main card, there's prelims, and then there's the main card. The main card is like the biggest 2 to like 3 events. So whenever that starts is when it is what it is.
Okay.
Everything else before is just a prelim.
Whatever. I had to watch a bunch of weird cards, but
What
once
do you mean, bro? The fights
were
before
alright.
Sean Strickland,
Okay.
the 2 guys that
Which
fought,
one?
the black guy and the white guy.
Literally every
Curtis, what was it? Curtis Woodson?
fight besides the woman one, every fight I called the winner the second I saw the opponents.
Really?
Every Canadian dude lost, by the way, which is hilarious.
I was so surprised right before the
That's
woman,
funny.
right before the co-main event, the 2 guys fought, and it went down to the third. And when the guy was winning both the 2, and then he got
and then
TKO'd.
yeah,
TKO'd. Oh my god, that was
he was
such
doing
a crazy
good, and then out of
finish.
he it's like his controller disconnected. He
well,
just stopped.
He's not used to grappling.
It was actually crazy. Dude. He
Controller
was getting ground
disconnected is
pounded,
crazy.
dude.
Nah, he just didn't know what to do in the clinch on the ground. He's never been there. Younger fighter against a veteran fighter, and he really just got his rocked.
That's
And
unfortunate.
then the women fighting. Oh my god.
I felt that's
Oh
what put
my
me to sleep.
God.
I'm being
That
so.
I almost fell asleep during that.
But I
was on
actually-
eBay looking for car parts. I got so bored looking at
I
it.
actually fell asleep. Like, you don't understand. I love fighting through and through, and I will never fall asleep during a fight. But this fight genuinely put me to sleep, and it was a belt fight, which means it was
Yeah.
a championship fight.
That's crazy.
And it put me to sleep. I don't remember when in the fight. I maybe watched the first round, maybe, and I was out like a light.
I think the one that was trying to get the belt was like so gassed out. And
They
at
both
some
were.
point, I know, but at some point she was just on her back the whole time, laying on the ground, waiting for her to come to her.
The Brazilian,
I think so. I didn't really pay attention.
the
to
darker
fight.
one or the lighter
The
one?
dark one.
Yeah, so that's Brazilian. Anyways, let's kind of move on.
Sean-
We've kind of
yeah.
moved our way through.
Sean Strickland.
And now let's move on to probably the biggest controversy of this entire card, which is Sean Strickland losing to
Yep.
DDP.
I actually heard about this, and Drake bet $700,000 on it.
Bro, Drake's got a curse. Like, seriously, whoever Drake bets on just typically
I know.
loses. It's
Yeah.
really funny. But
Man.
Brian thinks Sean Strickland wins.
Listen,
I have a
okay,
different opinion.
Sure, I get why you think DDP won, but in the sense of a fight, you really think those takedowns make him win that fight?
Well, you think of a street fight.
Those takedowns didn't do shit. The
You
second he was
think-
on the ground, he got up and stood
I'm
back
saying-
up and gave him 3 jabs to the face.
I'm saying you think of a street fight. You're not thinking of scoring as a martial arts as you don't think of fighting as an art. You think of it as just 2 guys are fucking brawling.
The takedowns were he just took him down.
took
and
him
that's
down.
it. That's it.
He took him
Sean
down.
Strickland got straight back up,
If he had good takedown defense, he wouldn't have been taken down.
but he got back up
Doesn't
and he
matter.
didn't do shit with
Doesn't
it.
matter.
Nah, that was complete horse.
And actually, he
By
had-
the second
and-
round, both of his eyes were f***ing plumped up.
And-
you can see Sean Strickland. You just look at the after fight. They were both in the interview. Actually, Sean just left, but
And-
DDP
Okay.
just sitting in there like you can't even see his eyes because he's so swollen. And then Sean Strickland just a little cut on this fucking eyebrow.
And if you actually knew about grappling, DDP did have over 2 minutes of control time, which is huge in points. Huge in points. Which is, I mean, for granted, you really don't know anything about fighting.
If Joe Rogan and Dana White both say they had Strickland, then you can suck my. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I think. Well, Dana White said people at his table also had it going either way. To be fair, Dana White doesn't do martial arts. He just owns the company and likes watching it. Like that's what he does.
Martial arts stuff.
Not like intensely like
And
Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan, I'd give you. Joe Rogan, I'd give
arts.
you. He is a commentator. He's very, very deep into that.
Strickland was so it was insane how like he was outstriking the shit out of him. So bad. He was hitting jabs. The jabs he was hitting were beautiful. He was hitting
his jabs did exactly
insane.
what he needed to do, which is why the swelling was there, right?
So who decides the winner?
3 judges. 3 judges.
And what did the judges?
So, in my opinion, watching the fight, I watched it this morning. I had Sean Strickland winning round 1 for sure. The second round, I had DDP. I just don't think Sean Strickland had it coming through. Mm-hmm. Then DDP got Sean Strickland on his back foot, and I just don't think Sean Strickland won 3 and 4. The takedowns are great points for DDP. In fact, even going into the 4th round, I had DDP by 2 points. I did not have Sean Strickland winning 4th round at all. 5th round for sure, I give it to Sean Strickland, but even that was close. I really, if you really look at it from like a martial arts perspective and like a very unbiased, Joe Rogan wants Strickland to win. I mean, that's kind of obvious. Dana White probably wants Strickland to win because of what Strickland believes. But if you really look at it from a martial arts perspective, I do think DDP won, and I'm a huge Strickland fan.
That wasn't Strickland at full potential. That was not. It wasn't. There was no. You can tell because last round, when he actually started giving a fuck, he went crazy on him. He was hitting him with nasty hits, and they were all landing. It was stupid. If that fight went on for 30 more seconds in the last round, if he started it earlier, he would have knocked him out, for sure. The way he was hitting him, DDP was shook. He was shook. If he picked up his pace way earlier on in the fight before the round, and he got more comfortable earlier on, that would have been a KO. He would have KO'd him.
I think Strickland's issue was he let DDP put him on his back foot. If Strickland kept pursuing like he did with Izzy, Strickland's just not a back foot fighter. Do you know what being on your back foot means?
Define it.
So when you're fighting, you're either advancing or you're moving back, right?
Okay.
So if you're on your back foot, you're kind of like you're letting them come to you instead of going to them, right? And so Strickland's a go-to-them fighter. If you look at what he did against Israel Adesanya, he was pushing Israel Adesanya the whole time. And mind you, Izzy does like being on his back foot a little bit more.
Right.
He likes playing possum. Mm-hmm. That is how he knocked out Pereira or TKO'd Pereira, whatever. I do think that if Strickland kept that going forward, he would have won. But for whatever reason, he just, I don't want to say it, but he babied out.
He said it himself. He goes, I don't know if I was being a or not. He knew he was like.
All right, guys. Brian, you think the Miami alien's real?
No.
Huh. Well, you made a claim. I mean, it was off the podcast, but you made a claim that you had a feeling that the 10-foot aliens were real.
I didn't specifically say it was real. I said it was a possibility. Simply because I don't know why they need a battalion of police over there for like 3 teenagers.
Do we even know what happened?
Yeah. So basically what happened was only 4 teenagers got arrested, but there were like at least 50 from reports. There was a ton of kids. It was a giant group of kids.
Okay. And
basically they're letting off fireworks. People called active shooter because fireworks sound like gunshots, and if you don't know, you don't know.
Right.
And so people just
Miami,
thought it was gunshots, and the response to an active shooter is as many police officers as you can get there, because you got to stop that threat immediately.
Exactly. There's too many people.
So that explains that. Obviously, whoever saw that stuff in Miami has no clue what a police force actually does.
Right.
But that is besides the point. And the person who made the first claim that there were aliens there said it himself in video. I've never been to Miami. I said it as a joke.
Yeah.
And if you want to go look it out there is a video out there of this guy saying that. And the video that everyone likes to say that there is an alien It was 3 cops walking together. There's a full HD other angle. And people just like to run with things on the internet.
Yeah.
It's a perfect example of don't trust the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Ben?
Yes.
You just... I mean, like, did you ever believe it?
Well, no, I didn't believe it because, once again, everything is 4K now. I mean, not everything is 4K, but everything is high definition. I would say all phones now have a high definition camera. You got Ring doorbells, video surveillance. Everything is high definition enough where you can identify something pretty clearly from a decent distance away. And every single alien video, every single alien sighting is low quality. And you have to I guess it's there. So I don't know.
I would,
and it was another one of those for me.
I would watch what you have to say about every video because there are
I am
some
making
more high definition.
A
That's
general
a very
statement.
general
Yeah,
statement.
I agree.
But you know what? I do agree with you. At first, I'm just like, okay. I mean, it is kind of possible, but where are the security footage? Is that going to come out?
Is there any
what's
other
going on with
footage?
that?
Right.
Like, what's going on? And then once people on Twitter started running with it, there's the 3 people. Once that got disproved, I'm like, okay, this is just fugazi.
Yep.
And then there was another video of that people were posting, and it was literally from a movie. And I'm just like, come on, guys! There's no way
crazy.
People are this stupid.
People are though.
It does
naive.
amuse me, but I'm one of those people. I don't take anything I see for just what it is. I question it. So I don't believe it until there's more information on it or I have proper time to go over it. And when I went to go talk to other people on it, I made sure I used the word allegedly a lot.
Yeah, it's important.
Because, look,
Walking on eggshells.
I don't know everything, but allegedly this happened, and allegedly this is what is going on, and this is the alleged reports.
Right.
And so that's how I like to approach things if I don't know the full information.
I think that's the appropriate way to approach something if you don't know,
Yeah, I don't want to
come in with this is what I've heard, this is the knowledge I've gained.
No.
Educate me.
Misinformation, I try my best to do that. Huge topic.
What's up?
So I've been on Twitter recently, and mind you, I'm going to be using the word allegedly a lot in this. So if you get really annoyed with the word allegedly, probably skip this. But allegedly, there is a disease called Disease X.
Yeah, I've heard about this.
And allegedly, Disease X has a 100% kill rate. It is multiple times more deadly than coronavirus, and I believe some sort of level of contagious close to.
Okay.
And so allegedly there are mobile cremation things in China, like vans, to cremate the people who have this disease, allegedly.
That's insane.
That I have seen on Twitter. And I want to make sure we are all very clear on this. This is very alleged.
Yes.
Mobile cremation.
Imagine someone pulling up on you.
Just to
in
get
this van.
What?
And he's like, "Yo,
this
tap in.
Yeah,
if you need to get cremated,
slides that open.
No,
so
apparently once these people, allegedly, it was passed around in the WEF. I'm not exactly the World Economic Forum, I believe.
Yes, that's
some
what
sort
that
of
is.
Some sort of meeting to do with that.
Yes,
it started getting to spread around. So, look, guys, the government's gonna try to kill you. Make sure you're healthy.
Yep.
If you're young,
I mean, hold on. Please continue what you're saying.
If you're young, make sure you're focused on your health. I've been very focused in learning a lot from this guy named Gerbi. A lot of you should know him. If not, look him up. He has a very good podcast, and he's absolutely saved Dana White's life. This guy is a human biologist, and he has done great studies on people, and he uses a very scientific method to see how long you'll live, what's wrong with your body, and exactly what symptoms are going on if you're not eating properly, if you're not getting enough vitamins, if your hormones are imbalanced. And there's many ways to do this test. Make sure you're getting sunlight. Make sure you're touching the ground, like actually touching the ground with your feet. This is like
just touching grass with your feet?
Yeah, touching grass, touching the earth.
Yeah.
Like there is genuinely like scientific studies behind this that actually
touching
helps.
Touching the earth.
It actually helps. Well, think about it. We are designed to spend 85%, I think he said, of our time outside.
Yeah.
85%. We probably spend like 90% inside.
Yep.
So just think about how unhealthy that is. We produce one vitamin, I believe he said, and it's vitamin D3. That's it. That's all we produce. This is according to Gary Brecka from the Full Send podcast. This is, you guys can go into their podcast and go back.
Shout out Full Send.
And so this is what he said. Most people are lacking a lot of vitamin D because they're not getting sun.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like a huge issue. You can notice a very noticeable difference between living here in Florida and living up in like Colorado, for example, right? Or New Jersey. You've been to New York. You've been in New Jersey during the wintertime.
Yes.
Think about how much more friendly people are down here just because they get sun.
Yeah, bro.
That's a night. True. Like, it's seriously a night and day difference.
It's true. People it's down there.
You really don't think about it, but like, it's really a huge difference. Yeah. And people are very quick to go on testosterone, guys specifically. But there's many ways of building that naturally. There's
absolutely
things you can take, foods you can eat properly. So make sure you're not eating GMO foods. Make sure you're not eating all of these factory-made foods, processed, all this. Make sure you clean up your diet. Make sure you're exercising and doing real exercise, right? Make sure, obviously weightlifting is great for you, but make sure you're doing some cardio on top of that. Make sure you're really testing your body. Make sure you're, there's really huge studies found in cold plunges, so cold baths, cold showers. He said the best thing you can do if you're looking for longevity is putting your body through stress, actually. So, stress, uncomfort, right? So the reason why people have such bad aging symptoms, according to him, is they're missing vitamins, they're not eating correctly, and sleep's huge things, but they don't put their body through uncomfortable things. So whether that is standing up for a long period of time, he said the new drug is sitting down. Sitting down is a huge issue. Cold plunges people need to start doing, and then that should be before your workout, and then it's sauna after.
So cold plunge before workout, sauna after.
Yeah, that's generally the thing.
Well, that kind of makes sense, though. Sauna loosens it all up.
Well, the idea is it helps with some sort of breaking down process. I think the cold does. I think it has something to do where if you break down your muscles, it would do something to the opposite effect to the point where it doesn't make sense doing it after.
Right.
But the sauna, on the other hand, actually does help after. I don't know the exact science. I'm not the scientist.
Right.
I'm just the messenger bird.
Absolutely.
So please go check out the human biologist, Gary Brecka. He was actually just here in Naples at your work.
He was.
My parents tried to go and
I heard about it.
It was so busy.
Really?
That's what they said.
I'm not
they said
surprised.
They couldn't even get in.
Yeah, they do book signings and stuff frequently at Seat at Table, podcasts and stuff too. It's cool.
It is really cool.
Shout out Seat at Table.
Shout out Seat at Table. Alfie Oaks, really cool guy.
Yeah.
Regardless of your beliefs, I think it's interesting to listen to anybody of your beliefs or other beliefs.
Absolutely. It's the only way you gain knowledge, really. It's just to take in knowledge. You know what I mean?
I think one of the biggest issues going around right now is the lack of knowledge that people are receiving. I think a lot of people are struggling with this idea of I can only listen to these certain people and I can't listen to others.
Right.
One of the things my grandpa instilled in me at a very young age was just because we listen to this news source doesn't mean that we can't listen to this one. So I know where my family sits politically. But sometimes my grandpa would have the other news networks on, right?
Right.
And I asked him, why are you listening to this? And he goes, because it's important to listen to the other side. Because you want to challenge your ideas. If your ideas are not challenged, then are they really good ideas?
Right. If you're sitting in a room full of yes men, you guys know what I mean by that?
Yeah.
Everyone who's just like, bro,
good
idea, great idea,
that's great.
Good job. It's not good, bro. That's a dangerous place to be in.
And that's the thing with success that a lot of people talk about. Is you just get surrounded by people who yes men you and will laugh at every joke
and
of
people,
yours. And
it's sad because people think they're successful because they're surrounded by a bunch of yes men and other people who think they're successful. So it's just a group of people who thinks they're successful, but they're not achieving anything. You know what I mean?
The blind leading the blind.
Yeah, exactly.
I do want to. One of the things that make me laugh the most in life, there's these set group of people, and you'll know who I'm talking about in a second.
Okay.
But there's a set group of people that are just like, bro, we gotta be on this, bro. We're gonna be rich. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that.
Yeah.
And then you simply look at their lifestyle choices, and you just laugh.
Yeah.
I mean, really, I'm one of those people who will always preach. You need to do certain things to be successful because you do. There are innate traits, habits, and disciplines in these people that are different than the regular person who wants to be comfortable.
Yes.
And one of those is speed to action. And these people were always like, oh, I'm going to start drop shipping. Oh, I'm going to start this. I'm going to start that. And then a year later, have you started?
Yeah, what happened?
Like what happened with that? And, you know, if you actually tried, I'd give you that respect.
Yeah.
Because trying is really cool.
Yep.
But if you don't try and you're just like, yeah, bro, I'm going to do that, you're giving yourself, one, the brain satisfaction that you're going to do that, and you haven't done it yet.
Yeah.
And two, just do it. Don't tell anyone. Just do it. I don't see the point in not. Unless you're looking for guidance or help or something like that, then I think it's important.
But, I mean...
Well, look, if I wanted to start drop shipping today, right, the first thing I'm doing is going to a mentor who already started drop shipping.
Right.
Because I want to be like, okay, well, how can I do this in the most efficient and best way possible?
Yeah, how did you... Yeah.
How can I skip the mistakes that you made and then make the mistakes on my own and then fix them?
Right.
Because I want to do different mistakes than you did. Because not only can you learn from my mistakes, I can learn from yours.
Yep. It's
and
mutual.
It'll be mutual beneficiary. And mind you, successful people are not... You get this portrait of them being movies and shows and whatever else. They're really good people that want to help you. Most of them.
Yeah, there's
definitely generalization. Yeah, of course. But let me tell you, a lot of these guys are really, really cool. Especially the guys that did it on their own and they don't come from much. I think that's massive.
So, this is a little concerning. Guys,
what
do you think about this? So,
all right.
There's a new film on Netflix. It was produced by Barack and Michelle Obama, and it predicts a cyber attack on the U.S. power grid. So so Barack Obama and Michelle Obama produced this film for Netflix. Okay. And it's called "Leave the World Behind."
Starring Julia Roberts, yeah.
I don't know the actors. This source is Mercola Articles. Okay. A cyber attack that will make COVID pandemic look like a minor inconvenience. Has been repeatedly promised. So apparently, there's been a cyber attack, quote unquote, promised by the World Economic Forum. Damn. Leave the World Behind doesn't preach preparedness ideologies or indulge in apocalyptic fantasies. Instead, it offers a glimpse into the potential ramifications of societal breakdowns and human conditions' capacity for both despair and resilience.
So, one of the things I have to say about this is our power grids in the U.S. have not been updated. I think it was 70% of them haven't been updated in like 50 years.
We're cooked.
Apparently.
We're cooked.
You can take down.
We're cooked, guys. We're cooked.
You can take down a U.S. power grid really, 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 really easy. Like insanely easy.
That's in just ways that you know of.
Oh, think about hacking.
Bro, think about what other scientists, other countries have been storming up. But think about how many countries have plans of invading other countries. There's definitely...
They just be scheming, bro. Dude, people be scheming all the time.
Imagine an EMP goes off. All of the U.S. Dude, what are you going to do about it? Womp womp, you're screwed. Yeah, you can't do anything.
And the funniest part...
We're laughing with it.
Insane.
The funniest part is you need Wi-Fi to set off our nukes, apparently.
No,
are you serious? Yo, bro, let me get your hotspot.
That's crazy, bro.
So we're cooked.
Yo,
I mean, seriously.
Yo, we gotta like put Us three. Like, we got to go into the woods and learn how to survive because we're not going to have power, bro. Like, we got to.
No, I've been saying
water, power, heat, anything. We're going to learn how. We got to learn how to make a fire, y'all.
I've been saying let's do a camping trip.
I'm down, bro.
Like, I really want to go to a camping trip.
Yo, we got a tent,
Go
bro.
fishing.
We have to check up on that tent.
We're not checking up on
We have to check up on that tent.
It's cooked.
No,
That's
it's cooked.
just
It's
that's
cooked.
an artifact.
Okay, hold
Someone's
on.
gonna find that like 4,000 years from now and be like, "Wow, this was a civilization."
Hobo in there.
That would make me happy.
We have to check on it.
If we bought a tent and we used it for, maybe not the best purposes, but we left it there and now it's being used by a homeless person, I'd be happy.
Or if kids are using it for fun.
That would be cool too.
That'd be cool too.
I hope it just didn't get trampled either.
Yeah,
like
that's
some
the
kid
biggest
found it and just destroyed it all.
Some animal just destroyed it for no reason.
Facts.
So, it's definitely invaded with ants.
Yeah, it was sitting on an ant pile.
It was right on an ant pile. According to multiple sources across the Republican community, a Russian textbook says, and I quote, under Donald Trump's picture, American statesman and political figure, businessman born in 1946, 45th president of the United States from 2017 to 2021, the first president of the United States who had not previously held any public office, the richest man of all American presidents. In 2022 presidential elections, he again nominated himself as a candidate. But as a result of obvious fraud on the part of the Democratic Party, he lost to Jay Biden. This is translated from a Russian textbook.
Wow.
So what okay. So there's a few points about this I want to hit. Obviously, there's a huge uproar amongst the Republican community about a rigged election.
Yes.
Which, if you have any half of a brain, every election in U.S. history in some sort of way has been rigged.
Yep.
No matter how you
controlled by people. Like
the Republicans are saying that there were hidden votes, people were changing votes,
right. People were voting.
That is actually true. My uncle gets voting, like mail-in ballots for my two great-grandparents who have been dead for years.
Yeah, and you
could fill them out and vote
as a dead person. Yeah, which is
insane.
Crazy.
First off,
yeah.
The next point I want to hit about this is for the people who have been saying Russian collusion with Donald Trump, this kind of would serve in their favor.
It would.
Right? Because if you think about it, why else would the Russians put this in their textbook? Why would they be praising Donald Trump in this sort of way?
And not just praising Trump, stating the fact that there was a fraudulent election.
Which, I mean, by the way, happens in their country quite often.
Well, yeah, obviously.
But, that's kind of not the point I'm trying to hit here. But wouldn't that help support that cause against Donald Trump? And I just want to bring points up here.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know where
like you talked about earlier. You know what I mean? It's important to look at both sides.
Trying to think about this from a very middle perspective, where I think it comes from, in my opinion here, I do think that this is really important information. And why hasn't it hit every single news network? Why have I not heard every single news network talk about this? And I hear them talking about the most insane bullcrap ever.
Irrelevant. Yeah.
I mean, this is really important information that other countries are saying that this was obvious fraud in our election. Why are we letting other countries be able to look at us in this way, that we're fraudulent people?
Right.
Why is one of the biggest parties in America being called frauds? Isn't that almost disgraceful? I would say. I think that is so disgraceful as an American who sits in just a position of, I'm going to vote in October or November, and this is what we're coming into. Does your vote really mean anything? Because there are people from every age group that say voting doesn't matter. Your vote does not matter. And if you want to discourage people even further, I mean, this is a perfect example.
Yeah.
Why would I vote if it's fraud? They're just going to win anyways. Why would I vote?
You just gave yourself an answer to why they're not covering this on the media. Why would they tell us it's fraud?
But I said that as more of a rhetorical question. Though, why hasn't the media covered it? Because we all know why they haven't covered it. It doesn't look good for America. It doesn't look good for the party that runs the media for the most part.
But it says volumes about news networks today and how.
Which is what I'm trying to say.
Right.
What was I going to say? I'm surprised that the Jeffrey Epstein list went away so quickly.
I'm surprised it came out.
Aliens in Miami.
Aliens in Miami.
I noticed that too. But even when the aliens in Miami were on, I was still getting a lot of stuff about the Jeffrey Epstein list, and then now I have no idea what's happening.
You know what it is, bro?
They're waiting to.
It's like a magic trick. Okay, whenever somebody does a magic trick on you, they distract you with one hand.
Sleight of hand.
Yeah, it's just sleight of hand, bro.
There are points to it as to why you're not hearing about it any further. It was mentioned first off. They released whatever set of pages twice. And in those documents, it is partly how the public's going to react to this major of an information dump. Because that is a huge thing, part of it, because you can't just have all of America going a crazy storm.
Right.
At least if you're controlling the world. I mean, you don't want your people going crazy.
No.
The second thing is, isn't it convenient, and this is allegedly information, Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton, the day the list was releasing, they went to Mexico. Isn't that interesting? It just makes you think a little bit. I don't know if they're back in the U.S., but from when I saw this probably a week or two ago, and whenever this was released, it was probably like 4 or 5 days after.
Right.
They hadn't come back. Isn't that kind of interesting that they'd go, leave? Tom Hanks, for example, who I think he was mentioned in the list, or we all are pretty sure he is going to be on the list.
Right.
He is in Greece. He has a citizen to be a Greece citizen or one of those other countries. I do believe it's Greece. But, why aren't we coming after these people? Bill Clinton specifically said, I like him young. Or Epstein said, referring to Bill Clinton, he likes him young.
Right.
Very young. Why aren't we doing anything about this? This is huge.
Yep.
We're talking about kids. Look, go. I don't even want to, I'm trying not to say this in, a way it sounds weird, but look at, a 12-year-old person. Look at a 12-year-old boy or girl and tell me how young they look.
Yeah. Bro.
That is sick. You can look back at yourself and be like, okay, I was really young. I'm a miniature version of myself. But, if you look at that, that's a baby. That's a baby.
It's kind of just weird, just looking at all these people. And it's not, every single person that, and it's not...
You're a piece of
yeah, bro. Oh, Brian... But as soon as Kyle said 12-year-old, I looked over at Brian and he was trying, dude. He was fighting it so hard, and I just.
It took me way too long to get. I looked at you and I'm like. I thought about it for a second.
And look at a 12-year-old cut. I'm looking exactly at.
I played myself.
What were you saying, Ben? Go on.
I forgot it. Honestly, dude, it's irrelevant. Actually, no, I do remember what I was talking about. It's just weird seeing all these people that, we grew up them being talked about, Stephen Hawking, and Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson wasn't on the island, but he's still on the list, and that disappoints me. But all these people, and
well, hold on, because
it's damn,
just because you're on the list doesn't mean anything bad happened.
Right.
It just means that they were questioning if this person was there.
And their name was brought up at some point. That's all that means, that they were on the list.
And people have been speculating Michael Jackson forever, so obviously his name was going to come up. Donald Trump's name's on the list, but they said nothing happened.
Yeah. But I mean, bro, Stephen Hawking, that shit was hilarious, low key.
Oh my god, the memes are great.
Bro,
that shit is hilarious. But it's just crazy. I would have never thought. Jim Carrey, who else?
Yeah, bro, that's Jim massive.
Yeah.
That's one of the funniest actors ever.
And I mean, he's on the list. I don't know if he got actually exposed for doing shit.
I don't know, but the way the media made it seem, he did.
Yeah, but
white people were making.
And you don't hear about it though.
You know, he has a famous clip on a TV. Oh my God, what TV show is? It's one of the like a late night TV show. He was on there pretending to be like a part of the Illuminati, like as a joke.
Oh yeah.
I think I've seen that. That's just weird.
Oh,
yeah,
it's
weird
because he was like being so like serious about it, but like at the same time it was like kind of a joke. It was so
like,
weird.
yeah.
And right after Cat Williams, right after the list came out, Cat Williams came out on Shannon Sharp's podcast
and just blew up comedy
and blew up everybody. Ludacris, for example.
Yeah, bro.
For the Fast and Furious movies.
A lot of stuff happened. It was so weird how much information just got leaked so rapidly.
It kind of makes you think.
Like, what's happening?
Well,
what are they trying to distract us from?
What's happening?
Well, no, I think, in my opinion, I think part of that is just he felt safe to do it then because already so much information was released. Why not just add on to it?
Just blow it up.
Just blow it up.
Yeah.
Because if you really want to expose the truth, that is the thing. And if you look at David Dobrik, I mean, he probably released this years ago on a podcast. Him talking about one of his neighbors. They actually had a meeting with the Men in Black, the Illuminati, and she had to sacrifice her mom for it. He never mentioned a name, bro. But you've never seen this clip. This is very interesting.
Yeah, I've never seen this. Oh my God!
Oh man, this is crazy. So look up David Dobrik Illuminati story later, and if you're watching this podcast, make sure you watch it because this is really interesting information.
So, who had to sacrifice their mom?
So basically,
no names were mentioned for protection.
Okay,
purposes.
yeah, obviously, but like
basically, more depth to the story was David Dobrik had this neighbor in the same apartment as him, right? Not like same apartment, same building, right?
Right.
And so she had this meeting with the Men in Black. Like I guess he went over to her house and she said, no, like I can't talk right now. And people in suits were over. And then she went and then she told him like, you cannot tell anybody this. Like this is like very, very like, they will kill you.
Classified.
Like they will kill you if they find out I told you. And so apparently for this woman to be successful, popular, famous, whatever it was, she needed to sacrifice her own or somebody else. Her own soul or somebody else's life, right? And her mom was willing to sacrifice. Whether she did or not, I don't remember. But she ended up telling around a few people, which made him comfortable sharing it on the story, like on the podcast and whatever. But since that's been released, have you heard David Dobrik's name? David Dobrik just went on a really random decline since that released. And
when was that released?
Probably a couple years ago.
Really? I saw that clip recently, though.
It's resurfaced, went down, resurfaced. It's done its whole cycle through popularity.
He did randomly stop uploading vlogs, even though those vlogs are doing so good. He just stopped.
So random.
Yeah, it's weird.
Just stop. I don't know.
I never got into him. I don't really understand.
I love David Dobrik.
Quarantine, I got into him.
Yeah,
really?
So deep into David.
What does he do? He just like does.
He
troll.
He had such a
prank.
He had a really good group of like funny people around him, and pranks, and his video style was really excellent. Like he had a really good video style that was just entertaining, attention grabbing the entire way through. Yeah. 10, 11, 12 minutes.
I tried. Like I watched it. Like I just didn't really like it. Like just it was
choices.
Yeah, and I kind of felt like it was just him like in his Tesla with like a bad and just kind of flexing. And I don't know. I got a weird vibe.
Maybe it was just the one that you watched.
It probably was.
But like I'm telling you, if you watch some of the ones that he did with his friends, like Jeff and
funny,
all of them, I mean, they used to sit there like it was kind of like another Team 10, but like more mature and cool.
Right.
So I just thought that I loved David Dobrik growing up.
You guys know Ross Creations?
Sounds familiar.
Oh my God, dude, he's so funny. He's the guy that like he doesn't curse or anything. Like he's family friendly. He does these prank videos, but it's like completely harmless pranks. Like I'm trying to think. Like one of them, and like they're done well too. Like they actually take effort. One of them, he took random people's cars in the parking lot. Put them up on like rolling jacks and put them in a different parking spot.
Oh, that's funny.
Like he didn't touch the car, didn't damage them at all. But like people would go out and be like, "What the happened to my car? How did it get over there?" And like people would tweak. It's so funny.
I've been really thinking about it, bro. I might really start doing the pranks because I can keep that composed face. I have that special ability where I could troll someone to like full extent and keep a straight face.
I've never been able to watch prank videos like that. I don't know why. There's something cringe to me about watching prank videos.
Me too. But trust me,
I've seen his videos. His videos are good. I've seen the one where he had a bear in his room. He's like,
yes,
I got a pest.
He put a bear in his house and called an exterminator, like a bug exterminator, and was like, yeah, I got this creature in my house.
That's
insane. He walks in, he's like, oh shit, bro.
But like David Dobrik pranks, like bro, he deadass bought a billboard or like rented it out and put his friend's drunk text to a woman. That's trolls. That's hilarious.
Funny, bro. That is really funny.
Tesla robots attacked workers, injuring back and arm, leaving a trail of blood, allegedly, in 2021. Now, this is really interesting information. You know, Elon Musk, big anti-AI guy. You know, we're making too much advancements. He does believe in AI, but he believes we're taking it too advanced. They're going to take over. He really does believe strongly in this if you listen to his podcast with Joe Rogan. Now, another thing that happens in this factory, allegedly, is there were...
How many times you got to say it, bro?
Bro, you know I'm going to spam it. Tesla child labor found in some factories. Now, what is going on with Tesla? Because they're an American-made company. All of their production's in America, so it couldn't be overseas.
Right, this isn't.
Are you sure? I swear I read something about like the child workers being somewhere else, not in America.
I'm 95% sure that is what Tesla stands on, is being an American car company. It's part of it.
I'm not sure.
It is low key.
That's a huge part. Like all of his manufacturing is in Texas. He has like an entire town.
Yeah.
Like literally, he has an entire town in Texas, just outside of Austin, probably
just
like an hour
for making Teslas.
Yeah. So like, I don't know. I think it's very interesting. Elon, I love you. I think you're pretty smart, but man, we can't be having child labor. We can't be having robots attacking people.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly.
Allegedly. And, you know, we must really be focusing on not hurting people. I do agree with you. No AIs. I don't think AI is the move right now. I think we need to take some time with it.
Yeah, I think we gotta
develop
chill.
it properly. Can't let them have their own feelings and thoughts yet. Just human services only for right now. And then eventually they'll just take over, but not in my lifetime, please.
I'd be careful what you say to Elon. I feel like it's the one person you don't want to be on a bad side with.
I love Elon. Elon's one of my favorite people.
Imagine having an enemy like Elon Musk.
That's scary.
That's a super villain.
You know what I saw recently? I saw recently that by 2040 or 2038, he's going to be one of the first trillionaires.
Yeah, I saw that too. What are you laughing at, Kyle? Would you like to share with the rest of us?
Yeah. So, if you guys follow me on Snapchat, add me on Snap. KWOESSNER9. It's in the bio, in the description of this video. But I posted this long car. Like this car is ridiculously long. I'm gonna zoom in on it, but you guys can kind of see this car is ridiculously long. And I caption it, "How many people can you fit in this?" And this person swipes up, "You can fit at least 2 homies."
At least.
At least.
Nah, you tell that to Mark. Mark got you with 20 people.
You could get
That wasn't it. That's a very long car.
Mark that's an understatement.
Stack it.
But some random swiped up on my story with that. And I don't know. I just thought it was really, really funny.
That is funny.
So speaking of people swiping up, and
here we go.
You know, this is gonna probably be one of my favorite segments. We're gonna do this every so often, just because this is truly funny to us. But we're going to be going over your guys' hate comments. So we're going to try to find some hate comments on videos and see what you guys have to say. So let's go through some posts here. Who the F are these kids on my For You page?
Who said this, though? I mean, okay. if they're going to comment,
Brandon Mitchell. All right, bro. Who the F are these kids on my For You page? We're Boring People Podcast, very self-titled. You can kind of see it in the name, but...
Hold on, this is actually a good question. Mo asked, how old are y'all? Should we haven't really...
I guess we really haven't gone into it.
Yeah.
I am 17.
I'm 17.
And he's 18. So, I don't know...
So we can all vote in this next coming election.
Yeah.
So you guys better pipe the down.
So... This is probably one of my favorite comments we get. And Joe Mama said this. "Guys, we should start a podcast." And, he put it in the quotes.
Yeah, classic.
But how else do you think a podcast start? Like,
how do you think
anything
starts? I hate
when people say that. Like,
bro,
I get
let's start
it,
a
but
podcast.
Like, bro, how else is this supposed to happen?
How else do you do anything? Yo,
yeah, how do you do anything
without do anything
thinking of the idea to start it?
Like, are you just stupid? I don't know, man. Bros yapping from Ethan. What else are you supposed to do on a podcast, my friend? Are you dumb?
Yeah, we're sitting together with a bunch of microphones, for an hour and a half,
looking at a camera, and then editing, and then making clips. So yeah, like we're supposed to make content for you.
Big Nate the Boss says, "Bro's balls haven't even dropped yet." Big Nate the Boss, I do not see you doing anything for yourself.
Where's your PFP, my friend?
No, I mean he has a
does
PFP.
He have one? He got his own.
Let's take a look at him.
Oh, show the camera. Show the camera.
I don't know if y'all can
These
see
are the
that.
people hating on us, guys.
Not to be judgmental, but I would say that
I think I'm
maybe
a little bit
we
more
are
clean.
striving towards success more than you are, Mr.
I think
Nate.
I'm a little more clean cut than you, and I think in a professional statement, I think we can kind of agree.
Gavin Price said, "Fix that echo." Gavin, I've been a sound engineer for 5 years. There's no echo.
Smart people, guys. Smart people. This is a great one. Atheists are right. I mean, I think that kind of says enough about this guy's intellect.
Yeah.
But he said, end this podcast. I would.
You just said end the podcast.
I would say something in return, but I wish God upon you because it sounds like you need it more than anything else, my friend.
Absolutely.
Bro, hold on.
Brian's really struggling to find some comments here.
BMF.Miles, indeed a boring podcast. Mind you, you click on this kid's profile pic and you go to his repost. Everything is about losing a talking stage.
Oh,
you are a loser. No one cares, buddy. I'm sorry.
You're not getting her back, pal.
No one cares about this talking stage. I found peace. I'm sure you did. Hold on.
Yeah, just know that whoever you're thinking of is getting pounded right
sure
now.
They really care, buddy.
And that talking stage is over, buddy. You're cooked.
So from Luca D. O'Brien, I swear to God, if I see one more middle school podcast clip, I just want to give you some reference, bud. We are all in college right now.
Yeah.
And let's click on your profile here. You look like a real cool guy, man. You're out there partying, and you're taking care of your body. Watch the first half of this podcast, and maybe work on your life a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Avery said, "Delete this."
Oh,
you. Avery.
Okay. From Shavo, not everyone needs a podcast.
I agree.
To which we said, that's why you don't have one.
Yeah.
I think that is enough said.
Yeah, not everyone needs a podcast.
Did you see Big Nate the Boss?
Yeah, we brought him up.
He's a streamer?
Oh, really?
Oh, man. Big Nate the Boss, you're hating on kids and you're trying to be a streamer? Oh, shucks, man.
Maybe, Big Nate the Boss should run back our
on.
segment on vitamin D and...
Hold on.
Maybe getting outside.
So he's talking about your balls not dropping.
Yeah.
All of our videos have done better than his TikToks.
Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of sad. Poor guy.
You'll get there one day, bud. It's all right.
It's all right.
Keep trying,
This had to be... This I don't know if this.
Oh,
is
I gotta
hate
go
or
on
not.
Instagram.
I don't know if I don't know.
I gotta check the ones on Instagram.
I don't know if this is hate or not. But Jeffrey says, "Thank you guys for covering the real issues in our society." And this was on our biking.
YouTube.
This is our bikers in the biking lanes. So
that's definitely sarcasm, but I appreciate it.
But we appreciate it, man. We're trying to cover the best topics possible. Once again, we get the faulty mic comment.
Yeah.
Who, mind you, only post Rocket League and gaming clips of himself. And goes, we should start a podcast. Well, that's exactly what we said, or exactly what I said when I wanted to start this podcast, is let's start a podcast, man.
Yeah, let's start a podcast.
I don't know how else you guys think it happens, but you guys are really unoriginal. Maybe come up with something new, at least a new variation of that. You guys are kind of getting sad. George Coleman says, podcast equipment should not be available for everyone. And I said, only the people that can afford it.
This is not...
No, this is kind of funny.
Blake Povey. Who the is ever going to listen to this? Which you responded, you. Which is the perfect response because he literally fucking listened to it.
Just come on, guys. Some people are just stupid and they set themselves up.
It's funny because they take the time to comment, but like, is it really that hard to just
on
scroll?
YouTube?
You have a finger.
Just do what you've been doing for the last 2 hours and just.
It's not hard.
All right, I'm gonna try not to butcher this name because it's kind of just like a like a username. ASOS Poems.
All right.
2159 on YouTube said, "White people discovering their personality." What do you think this says about this person? Automatically bringing race into this.
I think you're a little racist, pal. Because why is it just white people? Why can't it just be kids? And I believe I did comment that.
Yeah.
Why is it not just kids, teenagers finding their personality, finding their interests, finding their loves?
Yep.
How is that something to hate on too?
Yeah, like, all right, bro. Are you just saying like, I can't get into that. Evan says, hard watch, flame emoji, flame emoji. And on his PFP, we're going to show you guys right here. He's wearing a Mets jersey.
Let me see.
Right here.
Okay.
And I tell this guy.
What whip's he hopping out of? I bet you it ain't no AMG.
It looks like, I don't even know, honestly. Not enough. But anyways, I told him the Mets blow. Because they do. 61 followers for a reason from Daniel. And let's just show a Daniel TikTok, guys. Look, this is not me hating, but this is Daniel, guys. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on,
you
guys.
Can't make this up.
Come on, like you can't. And you know what? Shout out Sheldon on this video. Sheldon goes, bro, look at yourself. You're for real a jump scare. They're just making funny content and you're mad. And I just put bleached hair. So I think Daniel's a little mad at us, guys, unfortunately.
I really don't care. Sometimes I'll see really, really stupid comments. But I've only done this once so far, but I'm going to make it a habit now. Anytime I see a really, really stupid comment, I'm reporting it for harassment, and TikTok does the work for you.
Yeah. I forget you can like just,
I saw
shadow ban people.
Nah, just leave them.
It actually pissed me off. It was a clip. It was a clip of Kyle just talking. No one else talked in the clip. It was just Kyle.
Just Kyle.
And he said, 3 brain dead idiots. Did I even speak? How are you gonna call me brain dead? All right, fair enough. I got her. I'm offended. I'm offended.
It's that simple.
I'm fully offended. I'm submitting a harassment form, and your comment got taken down.
You hurt our feelings.
You hurt my feelings, guys. You made me uncomfortable. I did not like that comment, so it got taken down.
All right, guys. In all seriousness, please stop the hate on our podcast. It's hard.
No. Keep hating.
Let me get through this seriously.
I love it. Keep it,
guys. Please stop hating on our content. It's really making me depressed. Every single day I post, I have to read through comments of people saying my balls haven't dropped, that I'm just sad, I'm stupid, I'm just a kid. It's really starting to get to me. It's really disappointing, bro.
Yeah.
Like it's really making me upset day in and day out. And my message to all of you to go yourself, pal. Zaid says, delete this, bro. You guys don't know what y'all talking about.
Care to elaborate?
Now, this is on the Snoop Dogg clip.
Oh, so you mean the one that was actually fact-checked?
Multiple times.
And we supplied the source. So what the f*** are you talking like? What
are you talking about? Are you stupid? Are you slow?
I genuinely think people see Kyle and just hate.
People just hate. That's what's good though. I mean, hate.
I love it.
I love the hate.
It's so goofy.
Well, I love all my fans. They like to hate on me. They love to love me. But with the haters comes lovers.
It's just that, bro. Like, how bored do you have to be to just comment that?
You really.
I've never once commented on someone's random post and went like, "Yeah, you don't know what you're talking about. You should shut up." I don't care enough. If I really these guys are idiots, I'm not looking at the video.
I'm just swiping.
Yeah, I'm just swiping. That's not worth my time. I don't care.
Real talk. Shout out Shane. This guy's commented on multiple.
Yeah, Shane is lit. I've seen
he's
that.
a real.
Shane
he's a real
is
fan.
yeah.
Shout out Shane. He comments under one of our
boy.
videos that we're talking about UCF and pledging, That's effed, bro. I got horrible strep and had mono with it, and I couldn't swallow anything for a week and was in the hospital on Halloween. If I didn't get there in time, my throat would have closed and I would have died. Had pus pouch connected to my tonsils growing bigger. Might be for yapping, but sorry. This happened to you. Bro, I'm sorry, bro. I'm glad you're okay. This was on my tonsils video where I almost died. Shout out to you, bro. I love you. Shane. I'm very happy.
I would also
okay.
like
Big up Shane.
to shout out Common Fish on YouTube. That boy be defending us, and he's in a good amount of our comment section, just commenting.
So, I can't even say this. It's just a bunch of letters. This guy says, "Are these kids old enough to be in college?" To which I respond, "We are all in college." And he goes, "Middle bro sounds like he has algebra homework due tomorrow." I'd like to inform you, I have no more math credits I need to take. So I'm already past that, pal. I've got microeconomics due tonight. Mm-hmm. I've got a few other classes, but not algebra.
Right. He said you have algebra homework.
Apparently.
Insane comment. Insane. That took a lot of brain effort for that one. Jeez.
Jack says go. Actually, G0T says look submissive to when I said I couldn't be that submissive to being in a frat. And he goes, look submissive. I challenge you to a one-on-one duel to the death.
I will say the best hate I've ever seen someone do is that one dude on your personal TikTok page.
Which one?
The one dude, this dude's he's a legend. All right. It first started off by him going, do a money spread.
Oh, this is the funniest.
Kyle goes,
shout
you
out
do
this
one
guy.
first. And he goes, bet. And just does a full money spread on Kyle. That is straight respect.
I just laughed. I laughed, and then I went and commented on his video. And I go, bro, this is funny as.
Yeah, that shit was
and
hilarious.
He goes, bro, all love. So like
at the end of the day,
it's all love.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
I never saw that though. I never saw Kyle get money spread. Is it still up? Is it still up?
Oh, for sure. It's on a long time ago.
Yeah, I'll figure
I'll
it
find it right now. He followed me on TikTok. I followed him back.
Oh, that's goofy.
It's so funny. It's seriously one of the funniest.
So what? He was hating on your comments?
Nah, he just said, he said, little bro, do a money spread, and I just said, you do a money spread, and then he replied to it and did a money spread.
It was one of Kyle's videos where he was talking a lot of shit.
Yeah, I was just talking.
Hold on. Okay. So it's off with Kyle starting about.
Do you believe in manifestation?
Manifestation. Right. He goes, do a money spread. You do one.
I respect anybody who's willing to do this.
Let me all love. What a
W.
I respect anybody who can do that. Guys, I want to thank you guys for all watching this podcast. I love you all. Care about you all. Have a great day, week, month, and year. We appreciate all your health comments. Please keep hating on us.
Yeah,
God bless.
Please.
Have a great day, everyone.